Today is National Love is Kind Day, so go out and spread it. A break Monday on financial reporting, but a packed week every day till Friday, including the interest rate decision and Powell jawboning about the decision to probably stay here with the rates. You're listening to the Arbitrage Trade Weekend News. I'm your host, Darin Harper, bringing you 3 things you need to know for this weekend and an interview, which is Olympics Fun Facts. Also, check out the winner and loser this week in the market. The 10 years down to 4.19, and the 10-2 split is down to 19 and 21 cents. WTI crude dips further to $76.68. Here's 3 things. Listeria is a problem in food again. 2 more different cases of Listeria concerns in our food supply. Boar's Head has recalled 200,000 pounds of deli meats, and Walmart and Aldi recalled some vegetables and herbs. This is certainly not the first time reporting a problem with our food, including Listeria and other issues. Where's the prevention? There are simply too many accounts of this happening. The largest wildfire of the year in California is getting larger. This one is in the northern part of the state and has burned over 160,000 acres in 2 counties. As of yesterday, only 3% of the fire has been contained. Officials say the fire started when a man pushed a burning car into a gully. Oregon also has a big fire that is only 20% contained. It has been spreading for a couple of weeks now and has burned 280,000 acres. Here are the bigs for next week. Sunday, it is World Nature Conservation Day. Monday is National Lipstick Day. No real news other than that as far as reports go. Tuesday is International Friendship Day. And here's when the reports start happening. It's the German GDP and CPI, Consumer Confidence Report, the JOLTS report, and China Manufacturing PMI. We also have the Bank of Japan's interest rate decision. Wednesday is the Eurozone CPI, U.S. non-farm employment change, Chicago PMI, crude oil inventories, and the U.S. Fed rate decision and statement. Get to see a whole bunch of Powell. Thursday is Worldwide Web Day. Bank of England's rate decision happens. Initial jobless claims in the U.S., S&P Global U.S. Manufacturing PMI, and the U.S. ISM Manufacturing PMI and prices. Friday, it is International Beer Day. We also have average hourly earnings, non-farm payrolls, and the unemployment rate reports. Trade-wise sleep across time zones with Arbitrage Trade Assist. Sign up today at arbitragetrade.com. Arbitrage Trade is your trusted source for business, finance, and tech info.
No one suspected a thing. I was the same Tyler they'd always known. Full of energy, the happy one. Of course, I wanted my friends to see me that way. Underneath, a different story. I mean, why was I feeling depressed when I had so many reasons to be happy? Well, guess what? Anybody can feel down, but that's not the time to just put on a brave smile and pretend like nothing's wrong. It's the time to share your feelings with your friends, your parents, your favorite teacher. In the meantime, there's a resource that helped me get back on track. For some great clues about starting your comeback from depression, visit yourlifeyourvoice.org. I'm still Tyler. Only now, what you see is who I am, really.
All right, that's enough of that. I really wanted to pipe it straight through, but you know.
You got to do what you got to do.
I think it'll come through. We'll see. Who knows? That's what production's all about, right?
Right? That's why they pay you the big bucks.
That was one of the, I guess, songs that's associated with it.
Yes.
And I remember hearing that. I think my first time Olympics watching it was a Winter Olympics.
Okay.
And I remember that coming on as a kid. That very thing John Williams did. So
I remember setting the VHS to record while I was at school and coming back and watching it.
Yes. That's back when I was really into the Olympics because I was into track because I ran track. So, you know. We talked about this last week, the Olympics, but we talked about the economic side of it.
Right.
Now we're not going to be so heavy, and we're just going to talk about some fun facts.
Yes, because we're recording this on Friday, and the opening ceremonies are today.
Did it already start, or
they've had a couple like preliminary things going on?
Yeah,
but the big
news
opening
is
ceremonies
starting to hit. Yeah, for sure. And I always thought, because I used to host trivia. I used to be a trivia host.
Yes.
And anytime I see something like this, a list or a blog or something, it's like, man, those are the kind of questions I would have asked, especially if I was really being like hard.
Maybe for a tiebreaker at the end.
Tiebreakers always use years.
Oh, that would be hard.
And then closest to would get it either above or below.
Right. Okay.
Would win the tiebreaker. So I was known for my my tiebreakers. So some good ones here. So again, we'll review last week. It goes through July the 11th.
August.
August.
Yes.
Move on with your life, Darin. Yes, it's August. And last time we talked about the first modern Olympics.
Yes.
But not to be confused with the first time the Olympics started. So,
correct.
So you have some, I think it started in Greece, which I think that everybody associates it with that, I think.
Yes, it did start in Greece.
So go ahead and give us the facts on that.
And 776 BC.
That's
a while ago.
Yes.
And it was primarily a local event, and only Greek males were allowed to participate at that point.
The nerve. It was so male-dominated back then, though. Just every culture. Not that it isn't to a degree now,
it's
but
it's better now than it was.
It's better, yes. Making progress. And then it went fine. Everything's fine until an emperor got a wild hair up his butt and decided that he wanted to change some things. Why did that happen?
Yeah, so he had this thing. He thought that the Olympic Games had something to do with a pagan cult, and he was trying to get away from pagan things going on. So he put an end to the Olympics in 393 AD.
I could be argued that all of Greece was a cult, so to speak, back then. But
yes.
Specifically those games, absolutely. Yeah, I never saw. There was never any defeat the lion contest or anything back then, was there?
No, not during the Olympics. That would be in the Roman Empire.
Yes. Okay. There we go.
Yes. Around that same time period.
Like a fight, animals versus people. I don't know.
Yes. And the
Are you not entertained?
Colosseum in Rome. Yes.
You also you brought up which this is another fun one I would have brought up, and I have brought up as a past host, is the colors of the ring. What are they? And that was a question that
and why? Yes.
About half got.
Okay.
Some of these times I hosted, it'd be like, I'm not even sure they know it's 5 rings, but it was.
Right.
Speaking of that, go ahead and tell us what the 5 rings are about and the colors.
So the 5 rings stand for the 5 inhabited continents. So we're not talking about the Antarctica. Things like that. So it's just the
I thought about that. It was like, if I really wanted to be in the Olympics, I would move to Antarctica, and I would have a shot because it'd be so few people to get on the Olympic team.
Right. Well, you'd have to have a country in Antarctica.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So the 5 rings are for the 5 inhabited continents.
Got it.
And then the 5 colors, along with a white backdrop, reflect the colors found on the flags of participating countries. So every single flag has at least one color represented.
Okay. I'd like to see that list. Anyway, not enough time on this one, but that's very cool. Then we really moved to the fact that they have changed what events.
Some events, yes,
are in it this year versus next year versus
what used to be
4 years, whatever it is,
right.
The time frames, and that's interesting too. I mean, any ideas maybe why they do that? Why do they change?
I think some of it has to do with, we talked last week about the TV rights and how much money comes from that.
So popularity.
So
maybe.
I think some popularity in sports, and some things that didn't used to be considered a sport now are.
True.
And so I think that can have something to do with it. I think hot air ballooning used to be an event. Tug of war.
You got to work on that arm to let the gas in and out of the balloon.
Right, yes.
You know that.
Some events come and go, like golf and rugby have been in and out throughout multiple times.
Right.
Last year, or not last year, but the last Olympics in Tokyo, they had skateboarding, sport climbing, and surfing were some new events.
Which we talked about last week seems more X Game-ish to me.
Yes.
But it's
still
athletic. I mean, you need to be athletic to do those things.
Right, but there is a little more of that artistry component. It's not like a race who got there first. But this year, look for breaking, which is break dancing.
I mean, come on. I thought that faded away when I was a kid.
Well, it's making a
Because I
comeback.
practiced it. I
And
mean,
everything that's old is new again.
oh boy! I mean, what I practiced doing the wave and all that stuff,
Like the worm
and the popping and locking. I mean, I maybe I can pull that back out again.
There you go. Maybe for the 4 years from now, maybe you can try out.
Except my joints make popping noises instead of me actually doing the motion of
there
popping
you
noises.
go. You can be sponsored by Advil.
There you go. Lastly, and we talked, like you said, we said this at the beginning, but women weren't always involved.
Right.
And when did that come about?
So I thought it was kind of cool, actually. In the 1900 Olympics, which was also hosted in Paris, was the first time women were allowed to participate.
I wonder if they're celebrating that this year somehow.
I heard something actually on one of on NBC. I heard mention of it.
Of course,
on there, so I'm sure they'll do something with that.
Yeah.
But I thought it was pretty cool. In 2012, in the London Summer Olympics, that was the first time that every participating country sent at least one female athlete.
Wow, that wasn't too long ago.
No, not too long ago at all, just 2012. So,
but I could see there's a lot of cultures that still suppress women as leaders and athletes, etc. So
and to have
that's interesting. They finally happened, though.
Yes, in 2012 that did happen. In this year for the USA, for the 4th consecutive Summer Olympics, the United States is sending more women than men to compete.
Probably need that in leaders too.
Yeah, right?
Well, we reach that in politics. Let's see.
This is supposed to be a fun one.
This is a fun one. That's right. Well, you mentioned an interesting thing as well is there have been athletes that have won both the winter and summer.
Yes.
Not many, but some.
Not many. There were 4, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 from the USA. Sorry, it was 5. And then Norway, East Germany, and Canada.
Wow, that's great. I mean, we celebrate those that play both sides of the ball in football, which is nice, like Deion Sanders, etc. But to be in 2 different seasonal sports is awesome.
I want to say, at least for some of them, the winter sport, it was like they have some of the shooting events in the winter events and something like luge or bobsled. And then, because that, you have to start with a really good run. And so that was some of the sprinters being able to get that good sprint off. And the Summer Olympics can help with the getting
I can see that.
for the bobsled. So it was,
but still different muscles and stuff like that.
Yes, I mean, and working as a team versus
and then
individual.
To make it to Olympic level.
Yes.
Versus all the other athletes who that's all they do, and that's their strength. So that's really cool. Those names are. I would never ever ask that on a trivia question.
Okay.
Like the names of these people.
Right. No.
I don't think they're probably household names, but that's really really cool. And then lastly, the motto is there's a four words.
Faster, higher, stronger, together.
Sounds like a Nike commercial or something, but yes.
It does. Well, and the last word together was only added recently.
Oh, well, of course.
But yes.
And I just kind of want to end it there because that's a great way to get into the weekend is on a good note like that.
Absolutely.
And I don't have the music queued up to go outro with it.
That's okay.
Hopefully everybody listened at the beginning.
well, and just
and really is getting excited about the Olympics. But yes,
right, and look for those things. Of course, the media is going to promote those feel-good stories, but look for those things that promote the faster, higher, stronger together.
Of course.
If you want to look up from the Tokyo 2020 games, the men's high jump. Look that up.
Oh, that's
look
right.
Up a video.
No, go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's do that. That's a good time story. Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right.
Let's make that the ending. Yes, go.
Okay. So it was a really tough competition. I went back. My son wanted to read this article. He likes to read my blog posts because he's a nerd like me. And so I actually showed him the video. We went back and watched it. There was just a little kind of synopsis of just these 2 men, the guy from Italy and Cutter. And they have been friends, obviously, when you get to such an elite level in a sport like the high jump. And so the commentators were saying, man, I never would have thought.
You said sport was high jump?
High jump,
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I never would have thought that we would be up to this high of a bar, literally high of a bar, and they're still jumping and making it. And I don't remember the exact number, but they both hit a point and they both missed the next one.
Right.
And then they kept going back and forth. And long story short, instead of continuing to do like jump offs, they were like, can we both just get the gold medal? And the judge said yes. And to see the joy on their faces, and they were so happy, not only for themselves, but for each other. It was really, really cool. And one of them, the Italian said, I've been at his wedding. We're not just two opponents. We're friends who can share the best moment of our life together, and it's magical. We were friends before the Olympics, but now we're like blood brothers. And so just to have that, you could tell he was obviously happy for himself, but how happy he was for his friend. So look for those moments coming up in the next few weeks, because I guarantee you something is going to happen.
Sure.
That will bring that spirit back.
And it's needed. The world needs it right now, for sure. To bring people together instead of have wars, etc. So, great way to end it. Nice story, nice facts. Like I said, hopefully those trivia teams out there will gather some of those in and be ready for those questions. And I will see you next week.
All right. Go Team USA.
There you go. Go USA.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This week's winner and loser in the markets. The loser is MaxLinear Inc. That's MXL. They are headquartered in California, and they provide communication system on chip solutions worldwide. Its products integrate various portions of a high-speed communication system, including radio frequency, high-performance analog mixed signal, digital signal processing, security engines, data compression and networking layers, and power management. MXL opened the week at $24.14, then on Tuesday started its sharp decline. By Friday, it hit as low as $12.59. Overall, the semiconductor industry has been hit in the markets, and the latest earnings release did not help this company. 52-week high of $26.59, and it just hit its 52-week low of $12.59. And the winner is Every Holdings, Inc. That is ticker EVRI. It's headquartered in Nevada, Las Vegas, no doubt, and they provide technology solutions to the casino, interactive, and gaming industry. EVRI started the week at $8.30 and stayed in a tight channel all the way to Friday when it was announced that Apollo Global Management is acquiring it and IGT in a $6.3 billion deal. 52-week high of $15.20 and a 52-week low of $6.37. Visit arbitragetrade.com and learn about Pips, our AI bot who lets you stop watching and start living. We are not financial advisors. We provide an AI bot algorithm service. Thank you for joining us today for another edition of Arbitrage Weekend News. Log into arbitragetrade.com to read our wide variety of blogs and educate yourself on Trade Assist and Forex trading, or even how to make passive money with our Trade Assist Affiliate Marketer program. You can even get to know our cute little AI bot called Pips. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is a privately held research company. Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC is solely responsible for the preparation and distribution of the contents of this podcast. The opinions offered in this podcast are for informational purposes only and are not intended to function as investment advice. Seek a duly licensed professional for investment advice. For more information about the informational research and services offered by Arbitrage Trade Analytics LLC, please visit arbitragetrade.com.